Huawei's story is pretty heartbreaking. To me, Huawei is Icarus. At their peak, they flew high, real high, too close to the sun and all that. Now, the P50 Pocket is not gonna rewrite that story, but it is gonna make you ponder what if. What if Huawei didn't have all these restrictions imposed upon them? What if they were allowed to continue to do what they were doing so well? Wishful what ifs apart, what is it that they've actually done with the P50 Pocket? Let's find out. My name's Ash, you're watching C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see, thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Let's get started. Opening up the box, we're greeted by the star of the show, the Huawei P50 Pocket. Let's slide it out of its protective cover. Now this is a flip phone, a regular size display that folds onto itself to make for a super compact form factor. In other words, Huawei Z Flip. What you are seeing is the white variant. It's got that diamond pattern going for it, catches light quite nicely and also feels great in hand. I personally prefer patterns like these rather than smooth glass because it makes the phone less slippery, and at the same time, if done right as it is here, it also enhances the premium feel of the phone. Now talking about premium, Huawei also offers a premium gold edition, one that's launched in collaboration with haute couture designer Iris van Herpen. It's got more flowing patterns, and I love how you can flip this open and close in one hand. It's so satisfying. Next we have a SIM tool followed by a two-part case. It's got adhesives to the sides, but even without that, it nicely pops on over the P50 Pocket. It's a snug fit. Finally, that's followed by a Type-C cable and Huawei's 40-watt supercharger. Circling back to the display that I mentioned, that is a highlight of this phone. It's a 6.9-inch AMOLED panel, Full HD Plus resolution, smooth 120Hz refresh, 300Hz touch sampling. It's color accurate, covers the DCI-P3 color gamut, and has a nano optical layer that's supposed to help eliminate reflections. It even gets super dim so that it's easy to use indoors, especially in a dark room at night. On the outer side, below the circular camera array, we have a 1.04-inch cover screen. Now the resolution here is 340 by 340, which translates to a 330 pixels per inch pixel density, which is above Retina, so hey, it's pretty good. Now this is a 60Hz panel, it's got 120Hz touch sampling, which is all excellent for a cover panel. Now with the internal display, the crease, it is supposedly shallower and less sharp than the one on the Z Flip 3. This is as per GSM Arena. I've not had a chance to use the Z Flip 3, so I can't personally attest to it, but what I can attest to is that this crease here doesn't feel very noticeable, but it is there. I do like how they've managed to make the phone fold fully flat, unlike with the Z Flip 3. Now to the right we have the power and volume keys. This power key has a fingerprint scanner built in, which works just fine. To the top we have the secondary noise cancelling microphone, and the left, here's where we find a SIM tray. Now the P50 Pocket is one of the last flagships which support memory expansion. Well, admittedly this is nano memory, not micro SD. This is Huawei proprietary memory expansion, but at least one brand still supports memory expansion, though they have a lot of other limitations. Any which ways, moving on to the bottom, we've got the primary mic, Type-C port and speaker, talking about which the earpiece also happens to double up to output audio, making for a stereo setup. Below this earpiece, we have a centered hole punch that houses the 10.7 megapixel f2.2 camera. The selfies turned out excellent with loads of detail and accurate skin tones, almost to the point of me not wanting to use the rear camera for selfies, which you can given this is a flip phone. You just need to fold it and use the cover display to frame yourself and shoot using the rear camera. Now the primary is a 40 megapixel true chroma camera. This one is paired with the f1.8 lens. Well, it's good, it's not at the usual Huawei level. Huawei, to me, generally their cameras, they've been at the same level as ones from Samsung or Apple, or at times even better, but this one is more Realme than Samsung. So it's good, not exceptional, which in my humble opinion is a step downwards for Huawei. The secondary is a 13 megapixel ultra wide, and this does very well, matches colors, produces very detailed ultra wide shots. The third one, Huawei calls this an ultra spectrum camera. It's a 32 megapixel sensor that's there to check if you have thoroughly and fully applied sunscreen. Yep, they did that. It's a real thing. It's not used for anything else. Now this is bad to the point where if you Google marketing gimmick, you'd probably see the P50 Pocket's third camera pop up first. I have nothing more to add. Moving on, the Pocket is a pretty compact phone and feels super easy to use in a single hand. It weighs in at about 190 grams and is just 7.2 millimeters thick when unfolded. That said, there are a few letdowns. There is no IP certification, there is no wireless charging support, and of course, the software. Now the software itself isn't bad. It's running on MUI 12 and it's reasonably good. It has all the bells and whistles that you'd expect, like always on, pop-up windows. It's smooth and stable. That said, it doesn't have optimizations for the flip form factor, apart from the camera app, which kind of reframes itself when you fold the phone partially. None of the other apps do anything. With something like the cover display, you don't get an option to mirror the camera when you're shooting, so the person you are shooting, they can't quickly glance at it to kind of see how you're framing the picture. That said, there are some things they've provided, useful widgets. Of course, notifications are things you can access from that cover panel. Now, some of what I've told you might lead you to think that MIUI 12 is not polished. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but that's not the big problem here. The big problem is the same one that's been plaguing Huawei for the last 3 years, the lack of Google Play services. Yes, admittedly, there is Huawei's App Store, there is Petal Search, you can sideload APKs, but it's a workaround, a poor man's solution at best to Google Play. It just doesn't compare. The lack of first-party Google apps is also a big pain point for this phone. And Huawei's inability to get access to 5G means this is the only phone that has a 888 with 4G. As in, the 5G hardware is there, but they can't really get 5G. You can only use 4G networks with it, which again, for the end consumer is a huge deal breaker. Now the P50 Pocket is a work of art. It looks great. Huawei has done everything they can here, but they seem to be fighting a losing battle because there's only so much you can do when you're fighting with a hand tied behind your back. The P50 Pocket is a very interesting phone. I like almost everything Huawei's done with it, but I don't see myself buying it, not without Google Play services, not without 5G, and I think that's going to hold true for the majority of the end consumers that Huawei is targeting. Now, if you do want to buy it for some reason and you live in the UAE, check out Eurozone. Their prices are generally lesser than MSRP. I'll leave their contact information on screen and also in the description, so do check them out. And with that, we get to the end of today's quick little unboxing and hands-on. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about this video. What do you think about Huawei's P50 Pocket? What do you think about Huawei in general? Do you think they stand a chance? You think you would give App Gallery a shot? Let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it, about the video. Subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.